Alright, so I was going to make a 10-minute long video about kind of my ideas for the future and what I think and hope what that would look like. But I decided that I'm probably going to just break it up into parts. So we'll start out with number one, just kind of the general idea of what I think about when I talk about the future. So step one is, obviously, we have to get rid of all of these horrible, awful rich people. They have to be gone. Step two, co-opt all existing governmental infrastructure and reorganize it so that the government basically functions just as a large centralized resource supply line, and really their only job is to supply resources to the communities that need them. Then our communities would, I go back and forth between whether or not they need to be a little bit more centralized or decentralized. In my mind, really the only centralization comes from like the resource getting. And then as each community is given the different resources, they're allowed to use their community assemblies to determine what they need to do at their within their community. So that's step one. First one, obviously, it's gonna be difficult. But we also need to foster a large sense of community through those community assemblies. I think, like, literally, as many clubs and shit as there are for children, there should be that many clubs and that many extracurricular things for adults. Except you'll also get paid while you're learning how to do those things, because we'll have sort of a job rotation, so to speak, based upon your personal interests within that rotation, or just where your aptitudes lie. You can look and go around. It'd basically be sort of guilds, kind of run by the trade unions, and then just to kind of get them a little diversification. You could learn from each so-called guild, and then if you would like to be in that part, you could contribute more of your time to that specific field. Like if I would have an aptitude for medicine, whatever, maybe I want to spend more time working in a nursing field or working in a hospital care type setting, as opposed to my proficiency in construction. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of proficiency in construction, but that's why you start off in its cycles, okay? And so school would also look very different. Rather than trying to like push an agenda, we would do active and passive exercises to just grow critical thinking. Like, yes, all of the information here will be offered to you, but it will be much less about tests and much more about like collaborative effort to solve problems. Because we remake shit all the time when we realize that we can cooperate. Like a team of engineers, or I can't remember if it was earlier this year, but they put together a solution to talk to homeless people, to get communication out to unhoused homeless, whatever the correct term is. I'm not going to argue over semantics of a word when these people don't have fucking homes and we're not doing anything to do it. But side note, so they would send up, telephone booths for each person to receive a message or to receive communication from the centralized government or their state government or community assembly. Hey, unhoused person, we need to get a hold of you and help you out. And none of them had already known that was just a payphone. But we have to be able to do this. Like, I should be standing on the shoulders of giants and understand who they are and how I got here. Like, we exist in a world where everyone is standing on the precipice of intelligence and of creativity, and they have no fucking clue who brought them there.